Seems to be working. Let me check the audio. It's working as well. Hopefully you can hear me well. Hopefully everything is okay. Hello everyone, welcome Animation Club School. Welcome everyone who is interested in animation, who likes animation, who does animation, or who maybe like dreams of animation, or whatever you are in your journey to the animation. My name is Kata, and I'm a student of and a graduate of Animation Club School. And today I actually have some news that I'll be sharing, and as well for the Discord and for the school. And after, I'll share some news on my long-term project we're doing with the Friday tracker and everything. And afterwards, we'll go straight into animation. So I think everything will take about an hour and a half, hopefully. So let's start with the news first. First of all, I want to say thank you to everyone who's been using the support forum as you're supposed to, who wrote through the rules. I mean, everyone who posted wrote through the rules. I didn't have to moderate anyone, but still, thank you for putting your attention into it and learning how to ask questions. Means a lot to me that the new features are actually working and people are using them, and that they could be even more comfortable than what it was before. If you have any ideas how to make the server better, or if you have any ideas what we could include, you can always DM me through Discord. I'm Kata Kata Kata. I do all of the all of the announcement notifications, so you'll definitely have seen my profile. It's like a little dog. You can always text me and just talk about the server. If I have the time, I'll be very much willing to talk about it and see how we can improve it. So with that out of the way, without saying thank you for the support forum, because it took a long time to actually get it properly up and running. I also wanted to give you some news that we actually have a challenge. And the challenge is actually animate without drawing. And you've probably seen the cute little chihuahua that comes from this little animation. This is a very fun challenge that you can do if you want to practice animation, but you don't really want to draw, or you want to play with fun textures, and I will be explaining how to do it. Hey, hello. And I'll be explaining how to do it step by step. Actually, I have all of the steps prepared here in the file. And also, we will be doing an example. I wanted to try something more complicated. I'm getting a question. What's up? We'll be... Well, I was talking about what's up. I'm in personal news. Thank you for asking. I'm good. Thank you. I've been really good, but my electricity has been down yesterday, and I couldn't have the Thursday practice. So hopefully this fixes it. Yeah, so I'll go and explain what the challenge is. Afterwards, I give you a quick update on what's happening in the long-term project. As you remember, I dedicated the 5-Minute Friday to creating long-term projects for multiple weeks, and we have like a special Friday tracker. So let me actually open up what I need to open up. And of course, I have updates. The main idea today will be focusing on this animation I'm showing you right now, where you don't have to draw when you're animating, but also I kept some time and I focused a little bit more on the night. So I wanted to explain that as well. Plus we have a wonderful unregistered award right across the screen. So I think this is the best time for me to actually switch my sources. So let's hop into the Miro board. Where's the Miro board? There it is. As you remember, we're in stage 1, pre-production. We had 1 week before us. Now we have this. So let's change the week and mark it as completed. Here, actually, you could see the rest of the Fridays that we still have left. So 1 less Friday, and we still had some work done. So as you remember, the last time we visited the night, I had these lovely references. She turned out really good. I've spent mostly the week developing her, and the night was kind of lacking for me in terms of character. I didn't find him quite appealing, quite menacing. So I decided to kind of play around with the character. As you can see, I had a lot of drawings from the previous week where I had the character a lot more gaunty. You could see the legs well. And I focused too much on getting like the symmetry right. I think the symmetry tool is a blessing as a curse, because the symmetry tool makes all of the pictures look like really pretty. And on the other hand, you're kind of just focusing on how like, oh, you move and there's like a line going on. So here I started kind of imagining, because I remember in the last stream, you're not supposed to see that as well. Okay, let's do it like this, since you saw a little sneak peek. On the stream, I started like sculpting the night out. I started thinking like what we could add to it, and I thought it would be interesting if they had some armor off, so we could see like the bones and like the carcass basically inside of the armor suit. And it led me to this exploration, which I found really, really neat. I really like the shapes I get to build within, but it kind of still felt lacking. Like there's this like one hand and nothing here, so I thought maybe there's like a way to make it more fun. So I came to this, which I think is already miles more interesting than that one. Mostly I picked such a weird color to work on the values, so I wouldn't mix them up, but also I wanted to try different opinions. But it also kind of felt lacking. It was already closer. The idea with the weapon fused with the hand makes the walk cycle really interesting, and the movements of the character really interesting. And especially there's like this little part where the vampire goes away and there's like a little strand of the hair, and the knight, they take a sword and they lift up the sword right up to their face and like pick up the hair strand, almost like it's an arm. I have no idea why I haven't thought about this further, but it feels like perfect, like an interplay between being gentle and like stuff like that. I'll talk about this like for hours on end. I'll stop. And from there, I actually drew this little picture as well. I wanted to include it because it was kind of on topic. I came to this conclusion, which isn't the end conclusion as well. I think on next week I'll finally finish up the night, but I think the character is going quite well. Now I think it feels a little bit more gaunty. I decided to, as you can see, bring back the other hand, even though it's probably just going to be out of the socket, just like flapping all over the place. And also I think with a knife this big and coming from an arm, it's probably be very uncomfortable to stand. So they constantly would have to lean and like contort themselves a lot more than they would before. So this is basically what I came through during the week. I don't think I have like a lot to add. Hopefully that was interesting. Wait, could you see? Wait, are you serious? You couldn't see? Wait, no, you could. Please tell me you could see it. Okay, you could. For a moment, I thought I was just talking to thin air. But basically, yeah, this is what I did during a week. We checked the Friday counter. Now we have 44 Fridays before it's actually over. So, according to my incredible script, explain, show, profit, I'm going to the part that explain. Writing off the stuff I already talked about. And now we actually go part to the demonstrating and animating. So what is the Animate Without Drawing challenge? It actually comes from a video by Alex Grigg, which is a very interesting and talented animator. He did basically this exercise called Jelly Jump, which is basically like a little jelly doing like a little jelly thing. If you want to see it, I actually have it included in the Discord server. I think you can watch the video in the thread I included it in, and I'm probably going to include it also below and registered with the description in the video. So if you want to get a really good explanation that's like really short and already kind of edited together to have a very easy to watch feel, not like this, you can always see it through the description. So, the Animate Without Drawing challenge, it's really easy. You pick the pictures you really like. So initially I found this image of a dog and I thought how funny it would look like a horse if I put it like and make it like jump over stuff. So I did this. I had a photo I cropped out. Thankfully iPad has given me an amazing opportunity to like click on the image and it will remove the background by itself. But if not, you'll have to use manual labor. I think I did like a mix, though probably not, as you can see. That's not by human hand. And from there, you just plan what you want to animate. For example, for me here, I wanted to do a very simple bounce up and down. So I decided to put 2 key poses. One that's going to be up and one is going to be down. And that was basically the first part of it. From there on out, I took this dog and I added a couple of more frames. Let me show you actually. Ooh, can take a long while to go down. Can't see it. Give me a second. No way. Sorry, I couldn't see anything behind the mic. There we go. Like that. Okay, good. Yep, I added a little frame. Yeah, 2 frames. One before frame number 3, where the character is in their top pose, and one before they actually go down. A little bit of squash and stretch. I've also took note that the shape and the volume has to be relatively consistent, so you can't really squash it, and you can't like really stretch it. I mean, you can, and I'll show that you can. It's just really depending on the object. But since it is my main anchor, I'm basing all of my animation on, I didn't want to go too wild with it. So from here, I created, so it was like, what, 4 frames now? Then I go from 4 frames right there up to 6 frames, if I'm correct. And here, let me move this a little bit below because it takes. No, give me a minute. There, you can see it. There, I've added a couple of more frames. Basically, the breakdowns between the squashed and the original state of the object, which basically gave this like jump. The new frames is this one over here between the squash, the anticipation of the jump, and before the jump actually ends. And before going down, as you can see, I made it a little bit wider. Then it goes like really wide because it's falling down. It squishes and then goes back to place 1. And it looks like this. And from there, you can just play around, do whatever you want to do. You can add a friend to them. Wait, I added more. Oh yeah, I added a couple of more frames just to make it a little bit more natural. Just to make the jump, I would call it natural, but a bit more fun. Just a little jiggle at the end. You don't have to do that. That very much depends on the object, but it's a good way of showing like how everything just overshoots a little before going to complete stasis. So from there, I went super crazy. I'm not gonna reveal everything from right away. And nope, that's still the puppy, still the puppy. Here. Oh yeah. To make the animation more fun, I've added the scrolling background, which was also kind of fun to do. You can see it without the borders. There was just like 2 images and also just 1 image being copied over and over to create this kind of scrolling effect. But I put a little block over here so it wouldn't be as noticeable if you're watching it in a Clip Studio file. And in terms of the background for this challenge, it is advised to use all the stuff from the material assets. But even in my challenge, I experimented a bit. And even though I didn't use completely custom assets, I've added some eyelids and some, I would say, texturing to my, what do you call it, to my current project. So you'll be able to see that you can get around here and there. From the background, here I got my original puppy. Then I've added a little character here on top. You've probably seen it in our live stream stuff. I love this dog. She's so cute. And I basically made them jump together. As you can see, I really focused on the stuff so they would move like in tandem. So here, the puppy on the top is a little bit slower to reacting to the anticipation, but they go down. Then they're getting like squashed really strongly because they're being pushed against by a dog. On below, they stretch back. They even make like a little jump. Because the squash is really strong, so it would probably send the character a little bit higher. So she goes there. She loses R for inertia, goes down, just a little bit, and then basically does the same thing as her counterpart. And together they would look something like this. Bloink. Bloink. Oh, I love this. And from here, I decided to play around if there's any stuff I could add that, for example, would be from a different material or a different weight. Most obvious choices, a cowboy hat, because it's really, really light. So as you can see, it looks like this. And as you can see, I used very little squash and stretch. I used a lot of it over here to kind of signify the amount of force that's been put on them. But afterwards, there's almost no squash and stretch involved. And the way it falls, I actually tried to copy kind of the curvature of the hat, so it would feel like it's actually like sliding down on its sides, which kind of make it feel more natural, like it's like very, very light and being carried on the wind currents. Oh, and also, you can probably have noticed I absolutely don't move it over here, but I think there's no reason to move it. It's way too light. It's not going to react. And then we come to my most interesting, in my opinion, piece of the of the example I'm showing today is the water bottle. Water bottle. Almost. I almost got it. Pouch. I'll call it a pouch. So I wanted to make the pouch really heavy. Really out there. Oops. Sorry for not showing the timelines. I wanted to make the pouch really out there, really contrasting with everything else. So I decided to make it very heavy, very cartoony, and also very bouncy. So as you can see, there are a couple of frames where I went all out. For example, this one, where it falls. This one, immediate aftermath. A little bit more conservative. Not as big, not as boisterous. But still kind of very contrasting with the initial shape over here. And that's basically it. That's how you can focus on practicing spacing, practicing timing, practicing weight, anything you really want to, without really stressing a lot over how good your drawings actually look. For me, this is always a very good practice to kind of get my mind off of, you know, feeling pressured into like drawing something perfect. The image is already hilarious. It's like already fun looking at them. So like no harm, no foul, and kind of going like this once in a while. Of course, all of this, since I created everything like frame by frame, almost like stop motion, terribly inefficient, especially in Clip Studio Paint. I think you do a much better job doing this in like After Effects or something. But at the same time, I don't have any rigs. I don't have any, well, I mean, there are some like motion tools in Clip Studio Paint, but I can't use them. I don't know how. You can probably like try doing that, or use something like OpenTunes, for example, where they actually have good, forgot what it calls, but basically like rigging and moving characters together as one piece. But still, a fun little thing you could do. Also, you can always do it with paper. and stop motion in general. It's also practice that straight up comes from there. But if you don't have a lot of, I don't know, a lot of magazines in your home, or you don't want to cut up your favorite pictures out of your favorite books, you can always try the digital method. So, according to my great, amazing script, we went through the explaining part. So now we're going to actually go through the animating part. And since I always wanted to challenge myself with something new and something more interesting and something more complicated, because I like making stuff complicated, in future me is just like furious with me picking this, because I think I went way too hard. As you can see, I had like 1, 2, 3, 4 objects, and here I've mishmashed so much stuff, and it has so much stuff in between that I think I overdid it. So you don't have to, but I think it'll just be a fun way of showing of maybe how not to do stuff if you have like a 2-week challenge. We'll see. My main ideas, I'll actually show it because I have a cute little animation I did in 2D. This was the idea. Once I got all of the parts I wanted to use for the animation, I did this, which originally kind of cute. Maybe not as expressive as I wanted to, but conveyed everything you need to know. There's a character, it's standing on the ground, it has a little cute tutu, it sneezes and burns up the plant. And that was basically it. So from there, I've created this character, which is Dino Tutu Princess Cowboy. No, doesn't matter. Princess Cowboy, I'll call him. And they have a little flower. And I've created the first part of the animation, more or less. And the second part, we're just going to do here together, since we have like about an hour left, because I discussed all of the news and everything you need to know. So here is what I'm sorry, I'm embarrassed. Here's what I came up with. No, I'm not embarrassed because it's bad. I like it. It's just, I mean, it's not my cup of tea. Because there's like a lot of stuff I'm not satisfied with. But we're going to fix it. We're going to fix it today together. And then I'm going to complete it over the weekend to submit it in time. Actually, in time, the deadline for the submission is March 6th. So you have about 5 days to complete something. It has to be under 6 minutes, but it can be just as easy as something like this, which took me 1.5 seconds and 2 hours. The dinosaur took me already 4 hours because I had to redo him multiple times. So try orienting yourself to something closer to this rather than what I'll be doing. But I can't back down because I'm way too stubborn. So here I have already a little sneeze. I can see I went a bit more expressive than the original sketches were. I actually was fairly loyal originally to everything, but I felt it was lacking due to how wild the style is of the character, and these cute calm movements wouldn't really suit them as much. So yeah, as you can see, I have some elements I'm moving all together. Some elements wiggle a little bit, but it's just due to the very hard texture of some of the objects, and sometimes I have to copy stuff over and over, and it just gets artifacts all over. So I guess this would be the downside of a method like that. If you're trying to do something more complicated, you have to think a lot more, and thinking is not what I do a lot. So today we'll be fixing some of the stuff in the previous frames, especially some wiggling over here, especially with the dress. Let me move it from the unregistered thing. But as you can see, it just almost bubbles up a bit more. And after we'll fix the main shapes, we'll go into the second part of the animation, and from there, if we have time, we'll just add a couple of in-betweens to make it more smoother. For example, over here, after frame number 8, you can see the movement is a little bit abrupt, just like between this frame and this frame, or after this frame, maybe I want to exaggerate pose just a little bit more, so it will feel like this is the in-between. That's how I go. I'm not a good example. I'm just working with what I have. I redid this pose like 4 times 5. You'd have no idea. I don't have work in progress copies like a bunch of types I show. And from here, it does a sneeze. And also, I probably want to animate the sneeze because I find it pretty funny. There we go. As you can see, even my rose has multiple parts to it. So I can actually just pull and play with different parts of them. Choo. Amazing. And of course, I want it to be a loop. So I want to maybe add a couple of frames in the end of the character actually understanding the consequences of their actions. That there are none, and the rose grows back. Mainly I'll be focusing on the dress right now. Just pulling it back and forth, seeing what can be done to make that change from this frame to this frame a little bit less obvious. And you could probably see all of the names. As you can see, all of my frames in Clip Studio basically work as folders, and all of the folders have all of the necessary resources. Probably want to move this one a little bit below. Oh, oops. And here, I probably want to go and copy to avoid some of the stuff like overstretching. Sometimes I would copy a frame from before. I'd go here, I'd cut it out, and I'll paste it back and see what I need to fix. I need to put it just a little bit of a different angle, a little lighter, and maybe just like a tiny bit bigger. See? Yep. It's a little bit more subtle. Now let's fix the back because she's breathing in way too much. Maybe I'll even copy the previous dress. So prepare to see no dress. Oh, maybe I should have just made it like one Shiba Inu body. Okay, so I removed the dress, but I need my dress back. So I'll copy it and paste it and paste it. There we go. First of all, let's move this one a little bit forward. This one can go a little bit lower. Oh, also, well, I'm not as talkative. How's your first day of spring going? You can answer if you're watching this in a recording, because some people do. Some people confessed that they watched this in a recording. You can also tell me in the comments, because I will check later. How did your first day of spring went? Is there anything like special you like to do when it comes around? Some special like activities, like, I don't know. Do people do special activities commemorate to spring? I do because it's like my birthday. But other people probably don't. Let's see. Yeah, okay. That works good. Now, yeah, I think I should probably copy, because this looks like I just stretched something out wrong. So let's go to my front hand and delete it. Then go to the back hand and copy. Then go right to front and put it in. Some of the elements, of course, are gonna be looking wonky, but I try to at least keep all of the focus points. For example, here, as you can see, I wanted the eye to be at least somewhere along the same axis, though I couldn't control every pixel. So the brow is kind of doing a very funny dance. Hopefully it's not as noticeable. I probably should do maybe something like this. No idea. Well, I mean, yeah. You can even read how I tried to move the whole body a little bit back in anticipation, and then make it like lunge forward. Well, as much as I could with what I have. And then we go into this part. The only problem I have is the hat. But I will be animating it closer to the end of my animation, because it's very dependent on what frames I have where. Oh. Wrong pipe. Sorry, I'm okay. Oh. Oof. That hit bad. Yeah. Had my life flash before my eyes. What were we talking about? The hat. Yeah, I'm gonna fix it later. As also, as you can see, I've created one mouth shape, so you can actually feel that going better here. And also, I gave a little overshoot to the dragon's face, so the action could feel a little bit more pronounced. Now, what's the interesting part? I have to create something that goes from this face that just shoves a bunch of fire into this face, which is like all normal. So for us, and sometimes I actually did this while I was animating this. I did like that. I did one. Then I took a layer in front, put it here, and just sketched out the characters on top. So I would at least know where the body would be. I'm creating a very nice version of what I would create since I'm being watched, but it would be a lot more rough. Or sometimes I would go to a specific part of the body. For example, I did the same thing with the eye, so I could track it a little bit more easily. And the original pose, I would use like a bright red for it. Is 1, 2. I guess that's 3, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And there's the other. Also, I'm taking close attention to the legs, where they're gonna go. Partly because I don't want to move the character in the straight line. I want to give some kind of drop to it. So probably somewhere in the middle. If we had to break it down, the head would probably be somewhere around here. And maybe it would go from like really big stretch to like kind of being sucked in back. Somewhere over here. I'm not going to put any extra stuff I don't need. I can also remove this because it doesn't serve me anything. Good. This is good. So from here, we have enough time to admire the face. And then I would probably want to go somewhere around here. Somewhere around here. And I probably want to copy the frame. Oops. There we go. So now I want to do multiple stuff. First of all, I want to remove the hat because it's just going to be a distraction. On the rosebud, we probably wouldn't have neither the rose nor the bud. And nothing that starts from nothing from here. Okay. Now we do my favorite thing. We move the whole body first. Oh, I missed some. Ooh la la, what's going on here? I'm animating without drawing per our most recent challenge in the school. I explained it through this little thing. Well, I have no idea since. Oh no, you just recently asked. Well, it's gonna catch up, but basically we're doing this little challenge that I'm doing a little bit more complicated than usual. Which is basically animation without drawing. And this is my version I want to submit. And would I like to work in Animator and Pixar Studio? Working on something big is something as media present as like Pixar, of course. But as I heard, Pixar is very, very good on their crunches and very hard working conditions. So I don't think I would probably I will probably manage to work in some place like that. I would crumble, I think, very easily. Okay. So let's get back to actually doing the little breakdown. So it'd probably be somewhere over here. I wonder where the last frame is. Ah, it's a little bit higher or lower? Actually, probably want to make it lower. Oh, sorry. I forget my microphone is so close to my face. And then I go somewhere like this and you can't even hear me. Should have learned by now. Da, 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 da. Nope. This one is probably going to be higher. So it would actually be... Cancel. No. No idea what happened. Also, I got this new thing. I mean, it's not a new thing. I didn't got it. I just went through the settings of my iPad, and turns out there's like a special feature for children to prevent myopia, and like basically like preventing the eyes from straining a lot. It's interesting. I'm totally in the target demographic for that function because I go right like this up to my screen and I watch it intensely. That I think I would get like 5 or 6 notifications to go away from my screen, so I wouldn't damage my eyesight that much. Which is cute because original intention was like for kids, so they wouldn't stare at their iPad like that. I think that works. Maybe like closer here, so we actually able to see this as one movement. Let's see. Closer. It's not as refined as this beginning because we added just like one frame to it. But the main shape, as you can see, it's like squished, squashed. Goes from like this. Yep. I will copy and like paste a lot of stuff here. Especially like I'll probably redo the head. So we would actually have like a long snout. So let's actually go to fixing this stuff. First of all, the dress, as usual. The dress is very bright, and we gotta actually shove it the way we need to. It's probably gonna be even a little bit bigger, because we're going from a very extreme pose to something more subtle. From here, I need to edit way. Oh, there it is. I was looking for for the right sliders. Yo, how's it going? That's probably gonna be weird. Hello, Ace. That's probably the right way to say hello. Because you're gonna see all of my messages with a delay. So there's gonna be just like silence. Yo. I'm still not over that there's like a thing called delay in streaming in general. That you don't get all of the messages and responses right away because your video can go just like right away. Only if you have like really good bandwidth. Which I don't. Because it feels like you're talking to someone and they're like very shy. They don't want to answer right away. They want to sit there in silence and be a little bit awkward. Still not sure who is the awkward one. Me or you in this situation. Probably me because I'm trying like over entertain people. Do you like this? Do you feel entertained? Oh, there we go. Well, the dress is slowly getting fixed. Maybe I would also move this part a little bit lower so it would reflect how hard I squished and squashed. Okay. Okay. Now let's go to the face. So I don't like the face. I think it's a little bit out there. So let's fix it together. Probably gonna be like this. It's probably gonna be a little bigger. We're going from the crazy head to the normal head. Also wanna stretch this out. Sorry. Maybe make the head bigger, like that. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And the mouth. There we go. Now I'm gonna take the mouth, the inner mouth, the upper and lower jaw. And we're gonna squish him. Squish him and squash him. Squishing. Squashing. No. Like this. Then we take a couple of things here. play around so we don't have any closed. Oh wait, any holes. Any open wound. There we go. So original looked like this. We changed it to this. We're getting there. I think it shouldn't be as crooked. Or maybe there'll probably be like a frame between them that's gonna be like just really quick. I probably would want to have something like... Yeah, maybe that's just a little too much. Oops. Oh, actually, do you want to see the fire I did for the for Princess Cowboy? There we go. Actually, with this fire, it actually looks a lot better. I thought I would like completely replace the fire, but actually I'm thinking making something a little bit more interesting with them. And also the hat is supposed to like fly away from the air and then land right before the ending. So that's why it's kind of wonky over the place. Solid. Oops, sorry. Coffee time. Since we have more people than last time when I asked the question. Oh. I'm sorry, I'm very all over the place. I wanted to ask a question about how are you spending the first day of spring? Except, you know, watching me, of course. And I also almost broke down my light. I have lights here that help me look pretty. Do I look pretty? Yes or no? Trying to behave myself. Yeah, I think the only thing I have to work on in this frame, because it's gonna be for like a very short time. Yeah, it's probably the hand and the fur. So let's go to the frame we need to go. Number 13. Number 13. Burger King foot lettuce. There we go. The hand and the fur. Somewhere in the middle. Probably want it to be somewhere like this. Pretty much so. I'm just kind of trying to imagine what would my hand do if I took a breath of like a lot of fire and then I had to return. Actually, you know what I want to do? You know what I want to do? I want to take this hand and spin it around a little bit. One. Oops, wrong place. Hand. Two. So it would actually be, yeah, one, no. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Okay. Also, I was so eager to show off the myopia feature, like anti-myopia prevention feature. But since I have this thing on, I can't actually show it because it doesn't register that I'm looking to the iPad closely. Maybe if I do like this, nothing happens. It sometimes always catches me off guard, you know? When I'm actually trying to focus and like zoom in and do something, it would like hit me with that "you're going blind" feature. Stop, get some help feature. And like this. No, should move it. I should move just a little bit more. There. I think it adds just like a little pinch to it. And from here, because I drew the... I didn't do anything. It was my fault this time. And from here, I did like a very high position on the hand. So I'll be able to like bend it a bit before it goes into its natural position. I'll basically have enough space to have these two frames and for it to look natural before I hop on to the basic pose. 3, 4, yeah. Plus I'm gonna make it a little bigger. I know I talked a lot about volumes and stuff, but here I have so much stuff going. It's mostly about like the shape language. The main points, like the main points is like the face, the eye, the hand, and the contrast between the fur and the character. Everything that goes like within the hand or like within the dress, it's kind of noticeable, but not as much. If I have the main points going for me, the rest won't be as noticeable, you know? Coping. Ooh, I hope none of the students are watching right now because you got a notification that your class is starting. Someone gotta go to class. Who's going to class? Year 2 and 3. Just so you know. Actually, I don't even have to like do a lot about this hand. I was mostly worried about this one. But it kind of flies very naturally into the spot. Let's see. I don't like that at the end. It kind of opens the jaw too much. Maybe you should like zip it. Yeah, maybe close it off completely. There's a bottom tooth. Close it as much as I can, basically. But yeah, I think an open jaw kind of is a bit too much. The passable face for me. I probably want to have like a frame where the character is still in this like a position, but they do like a blink and they like oh, and then they go back into the original space. Yeah, like the one they do with the little fart noise. That's way too wet. Also, I probably want to do something else with the face. I want to take this and stretch it out just a tiny bit. Because I thought the front portion of the face, the one you see in the perspective, it took just too little space. Shoving it a little bit further, I think would make it better. Why is the bottom of her dress so fat? Who uncinched her? Let's get you cinched. Sorry, did I say fat? It's not a bad thing. I'm sorry. I should use kinder language. But to be honest, I grew up in a fatphobic environment, so I was kind of wired to find these jokes funny, even though they were mostly at my expense most of the time when I was young and they were made. So I shouldn't be saying it. But uncinched, I think, is good. She needs a corset. Oop. There we go. Yeah, I think that's a little bit less noticeable. Before she had like... She didn't have like a bell bottom, but I guess because I stretched it out so much, she kind of had the... You see. I'm just watching it flip just to see if there's anything I notice. I don't think there's anything to add. Except for some kind of in-betweens between them. Maybe this and this. I would also love some easing out. And I'd probably use this frame for it. This would be probably the position before the completely going out. And now I'm just gonna play around with the different parts of the body. Rose and the backhand. First of all, need to go lower. Somewhere around here. the head would also look different. The head, and I'll take this, transform it like that, and just make it a little bit bigger so it crisp. Oh. I'm sorry. Oh, that certainly is a look. Can't say the one I'm going for. Did I try animating with the 3DX Maya? No. The only 3D stuff I worked with was mostly Blender. And I didn't do exactly animation there. I created a model and like rigged it for VR chat, and they never used VR chat. So for a while I had like a little model that was completely rigged, that was like very pretty. I mean, it was like me, but like as a little chibi cow. But I didn't do a lot with it. And I was completely lost to time because my computer broke and all of the Blender files got lost. I never made backups. You can probably feel I'm a little bit salty about that. Is there anything else? Not much. I'd probably only add a little thing to make him blink. There we go. Just like a little closed eye. Yeah. It works a little bit better. Let's see. I think the ending works really good. I think there's not much you can add to it. Maybe like the dress. I can shift a little bit more just because. Yeah, I think now it's gonna be completely perfect. Let me just cut to this, so I won't have to constantly compare and contrast with the. Works for me. Yep. Kind of nice. Now let's work on this transition from here to here, because even though it's not a lot happening in general, the face turns a lot. Not turns, transforms. So I'm just gonna copy. I don't think I have anything to, like, let's save. Let's just copy the previous frame here and make just a little trick by moving all of them just a tiny bit so we can actually feel like something's happening. Yep. That looks solid. Anyone here? Only me, buddy. Well, I mean, I see 5 viewers, but I mean, it's just you and me if you want to talk. What else? Yeah, probably nothing. I'm probably just gonna add like a couple of frames here and there to make the transitions a little bit more bearable. And that's it. Is good. Is good there's no one here, or is good that someone's here? Oh, it's way too big of a jump. Thank you. I would love to see other people's submissions to it. I think it's kind of a fun challenge. Takes away the pressure, at least for a little while. And also, I want to create another frame. I'm going to completely copy it. And I'm going to add another thing on top where I make it just a little bigger. And just a little... Wait, does it go front? Yeah, I'm probably just going to make it bigger. The whole thing, please. Well, sorry for pestering for you so many questions, Ace. Thank you. I also appreciate it. Yeah, I kind of like it. The subtle like 1 pixel move, I think just solidifies it just a little bit. But maybe I want to make it a little more noticeable. Because on the screen, when I'm watching this on the iPad, it's very noticeable. But when I'm watching this in the viewfinder over there, not as much. Is it crocodile or dragon? It was originally a Godzilla head. I can find the assets. If you're gonna be good and you're not gonna leave the stream while I'm looking for assets, because I'll need to turn out the screen for like a minute. All of the assets, actually, you can download them through the Discord. They're all free to use, and a lot of them are from my little personal collection of assets I use for animating. All of these came from there. Even this hat, it's like overdrawn a lot, but it's actually like a real hat I took from there. I know. There we go. Should be a bit more visible. Nothing changed. No, I think it did. I think it did. It did make a difference. Is my animation complete? Yes. Is my animation complete? No, I think I have to add a couple more frames here and there, like the subtle transform tool ones, just for easy viewing. I wonder. I wonder if I would need a extra frame here. I'm just playing around. It's probably it shouldn't be here, but I want to see if I can put it there. That's the question. Maybe I can. Kinda. Oh, these are two cute frames. It's like they're bobbing to music. Maybe, but I want to use the assets I have. So I'm probably going to use just like a bunch of textures of like flowers, maybe some stuff overlay on top of it, and then take the mask of the fire I already did and just use it as a texture. So it would look fun. I'm also adding a little frame between these two. Yes, here. Hopefully I'm not over like relying on these like transforms, but it will be noticeable if I'm overdoing them. Oh, oops. Yep. As I told you, it would be noticeable. Probably just want to copy the first frame and just like put it here and then hitting just a couple of transforms. And squashing it in general that direct. No, the whole thing, please. Is my full name Kata only? For internet uses? Yes. I think I shared some of like school reels and stuff like that where I had like my full name. But I don't try to disclose it as much, except for my like work projects. So if you go looking far enough, you can find it, but I'm not gonna just disclose it. Is it a toot or is it a boot? I think it's a toot. I think from here we can do the hat. We're almost out of time. Well, I still think we can do the hat. We have just enough time to do it because it's like really easy. No squashes and stretches or anything. And yeah, we'll probably have to finish for today. I'll probably do the fire over the weekend and I'll just publish it into the 5-Minute Friday submission. And of course, I'm gonna upload it to the disk to the Google Drive so I can get a submissions, feedback, review, or however you want to call it. Let's see. Let's work on the hat. So I think I had the hat mostly tracked here and then just breaks around here. So my idea would be to put the hat somewhere here because it's very light and it will not make such fast movement. Copy. Oh, we can still work with this one. So it's kind of crusty. Yeah, I'm probably gonna delete the hat. Thank you. The exaggeration part looks very good. Well, that's why I was trying to redo it multiple times. I think I have. I deleted them from my timeline, but I had some frames that I had to cut. So I think a couple of my exaggeration attempts. There was a bug. There's still a bug. Exaggeration attempts were worse. Also, let's delete that. So my goal is for it to slide down after the head, and then once there's like a bunch of hot air, it's gonna go like flip backwards and just like gonna fly away. So, where's the hat? Where's the hat? Where's the hat? Where's the hat? Someone's giving those congratulations to me. Thank you, whoever you are. You're so nice. I'm not joking, that's nice. Do that again. Shower me with praise. Sing my names in the halls. And tell about my glory. Through the emojis in the YouTube chat. Okay, hat deleted. Hat pasted. One, two, three. Then we won't have any hats. No hats. And then we're gonna have it fly back to the character. So to fly back to the character, we will need oh, oops. Moved the dress on accident. And then it's gonna go here. I don't think I put it quite right yet. Probably need some more frames. We'll see. I think when this should already land. And since he's putting his head up, I'll put the head up. Like this. So this one will actually be this one. This one. Wonder what I've been selecting then. Edit, copy. Now I'm gonna make it a little faster. Shouldn't be too abrupt. This is nice. Making it faster. Let's see. Almost. Now I have to make the frames for the hat. And it's already 31 minutes, so probably gotta go. But at least we've set up the hat first. Everything else looks pretty cool. I'm probably not gonna change a bunch of stuff from here on out. No exercise can be done perfectly, so I'm completely okay with all of the jiggles and mistakes I did. I think it a little bit. I think it adds to the wonkiness. I think this type of animation also allows you to be kind of more punk with it. Not everything has to be like very. Well, I mean, it's an exercise for tracking and spacing and timing and stuff, but do whatever you want. Just under 6 seconds and use the assets from the. Do whatever you want, but yeah. That's probably gonna be it for today. I'm getting quite tired. My throat starts to hurt a little bit. Since everyone's here, I'm gonna flashbang you with the news we had since you weren't here from the beginning. Support server is open. You can always use it. The challenge is still going on and will end on March 6th. On March 7th, we're gonna have a feedback session with all of the animations that people have submitted. And afterwards, we're also slowly moving through the Vampire Project. People have already left, but I did share some information with you. There we go. I don't think I have anything to add. I think everything is amazing. Also, thank you for putting messages in the chat. Still nice to see that people want to ask something or just give me some nice, good compliments. But this is the time we're probably going to be logging off. Again, your animation doesn't have to be this complicated. You can just use 4 assets and do something like this. And have just as much character and humor in the animation without making your life miserable. That's probably what I want to leave you with. See you next time, where I'm going to be returning to the Vampire Project, where we'll be talking more about the visual designs of the night, and we'll probably do the layout right here on the stream. So yeah, that's it for today. Thank you for joining me. This has been very nice. See you and bye bye. I just need to turn off, but I thought it was gonna be like a very pretty outro, but it's gonna be just as usual,